And I think the audience recognizes Dr. Madu from the many shows that we've had with him, dealing not only with South America, but with the Middle East, with Africa, and with almost every continent. In a real sense, Dr. Madu, I think, explaining the kind of information and the kind of influence that you bring to our discussions here. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to have you here this morning to talk about Cuba, because this was one of the first of the colonies. And let's talk about it. Let's have you give us some information about it, background information, and then get into the topic of Cuba itself.
Well, you know, everybody understands that Cuba, you know, was a former Spanish colony. You know, we remember the Spanish-American War and, you know, what happened, how Cuba, you know, became independent, up to the revolution, up to the treaty, you know, the Guantanamo Bay Treaty and all that. In order to understand, you know, Cuba today, one has to go on what I might call 3 levels. Mm-hmm. One is from 1959, when Fidel Castro overthrew Fulgencio Batista, till 1990, you know, when 1991, when Gorbachev started his perestroika in Russia and communism collapsed. And then from 1991 to 2008, you know, when, you know, after the Cold War and Fidel became sick, handed over to his brother. His brother took over from 2008 February effectively as president, you know, till now. So these are the 3
stages.
Exactly, that one can look at, you know, what is happening in Cuba up to today. Prior to, you know, the Cuban Revolution, everyone understood there was a lot of American influence in Cuba. A lot of the companies in Cuba were owned by Americans. A lot of the corporations and businesses, casinos, etc., etc. In fact, Havana was in Miami, you know, at that time of the Caribbean, where most of the casinos were located. So here comes Fidel Castro in 1959 and overthrew the so-called corrupt dictatorial government of Fulgencio Batista. Initially, people thought